It's time for the buzz with the Queen Bee on the Devin Dixon Show.
Yes, it is. Welcome back. We're getting you ready for game number 1 of the NBA Finals. But first, we go off topic of the finals for a bit. We might circle back to it in a little buzz time trivia, but we talk about some of the more funny, goofy sports stories you might have missed in the past week. And to do so, we bring in Rach. She's also known as the Queen Bee. And how you doing on a Throwdown Thursday?
I'm doing excellent. How about yourself, Devin?
I cannot complain. I'm excited to see what you have up your sleeve today. The top story last week was actually sensational. We had some really good ones, so excited to see if you can top it this year.
All right. So we are going to start off with the running coach who was fired for running the Boston Marathon. So on April 23rd, Matt Aguero, this kind of, it took a little while to kind of come up, but he was terminated as the head track and cross-country coach of St. Gregory's University in tiny Shawnee, Oklahoma. So the reason they gave for it, obviously, like I was saying, was he was fired for running the Boston Marathon. And the athletic director told him that his personal competitiveness took away the energy and commitment to the program. Yet the students were saying that everyone was motivated to be just like him. And in his actual firing meeting, they really could give no other reason, even though they were trying to get their way around it. So pretty much he was fired for actually still being an athlete. Wow.
And I mean, such a unbelievable scene. So many people were running this year. This year, of all the years, you would think you would probably let that slide. I wonder if there's a lawsuit pending. I mean, I could see him saying, "Wait a minute now. I mean, we had a bombing the year later. I go to run it, tribute to my country, set an example for my students, and you fire me? I mean, maybe he didn't have any days off to take. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. They really couldn't give any other, reason. And his team, apparently, he literally came in and restarted the team. And within a couple years, the 2 years that he was there, he had someone competing in like a national championship. So the guy knew what he was doing.
Yeah, that doesn't seem fair. You kind of get me fired up on this first one. I'm going to start a campaign to get him his job back somewhere else. That doesn't seem right. Is there more to this story at all? Am I missing anything or no?
What was that?
Am I missing anything? Is that it?
No, you're not. Nobody's missing anything. The whole thing makes zero sense, and no one can really figure out what happened. All the students were mad. Everyone else was mad. No one could figure out why he was actually fired. And honestly, the school really, that was the best reason they could give.
Wow. All right. Well, we'll see how that plays out. I'm sure he's going to land on his feet. I'm sure somebody's going to offer him a job if he's talented enough, coach, and he's still an athlete and he knows what he's doing. Somebody else is going to hire him. So maybe not the worst thing in the world.
Oh, absolutely. All right. So we're going to go on to some humorous news. So, a man wins a race. Burt Myers, he ended up in the victory lane after winning a 100-lap modified race. But, to do that, he spun the race leader, Junior Miller, who wasn't too happy, of course, because he lost the race. Now, apparently, neither was a woman in the crowd who raced onto the track and punched him in the gut.
Really?
Yeah, really. So, Miller, who had lost the race to him, chased him around the track, and then this woman punched him.
Wow. So this is a 100-lap modified race. So I know tempers flare when you're racing cars, but you see it on the NASCAR level, you see it all over the place, but the fact that it's a woman chasing him around the track after the race, that almost seems comical as I paint the picture in my head.
I know. There's actually a video. I put it up on my Twitter, ESPN The Buzz. You can actually watch the ridiculousness go down.
Did she catch
it?
But
honestly, nobody really knows this woman's connection to the guy who lost, to Miller. So no one's really sure why she even did it. She was just angry for no reason.
So she's not the girlfriend of the guy that spun out? I mean, she's not going into victory lane unmotivated. She had to be tied to the guy that got spun out. That's my best guess.
Exactly, but no one can figure out what the tie actually is.
Probably his sister or his girlfriend. That's my guess.
If you saw her, you would say not.
Okay, I haven't seen her, so maybe you're right. All right. Next story. What do we got next on the buzz?
Okay, so here we go. The NFL, as you know, Super Bowl. everybody already is thinking about the Super Bowl, even though the season hasn't started.
Mm-hmm.
But as you're aware, and everyone is aware, it is Super Bowl 50 next year.
Yeah, I saw
Now, as everybody knows, we do Roman numerals since it began. And Super Bowl would have been Super Bowl L. And apparently they weren't very happy with that. So for 1 year and 1 year only, for the 50th anniversary, they're going to abandon the Roman numerals and just have a big 50.
Yeah.
And the year after, they're going to go back to LI, which is still stupid. Because to me, that still pronounces Long Island, where I'm from. But, whatever, do your thing. But I guess they weren't feeling Super Bowl L and all the jokes that were going to come up.
Well, it is going to be played in San Francisco, celebrating 50 years. So they're going to make the kind of the golden anniversary. They're going to make the 50 gold on the Super Bowl logo. They're in the Golden Gate State. I mean, there are a lot of reasons why. I actually think it's more marketing ploy than anything else, and I honestly don't have a problem with it for 1 year. I don't think you're disregarding history. I think you're just rolling with the times and trying to be clever and creative. And so, yeah, I mean, there might be a couple purists out there that have a problem with it. And I did comment on the story yesterday when I saw that break, and I thought, I'm okay with it. Personally, I think it's going to be just fine. I think it's kind of a non-story, to say the least.
Yeah, but you never know. With all the ways that social media blows stuff up nowadays, you never know. Something might pop up because of that. So
we're not going to have any dumb Twitter jokes anymore?
You know what? Anything's possible.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll wait on that. We got till next year to figure that one out.
We got a while.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about Pablo Sandoval.
Yeah, Giants.
So, as you know, when reporters are in the press box, they generally need to watch out for foul balls. And apparently, this Reds reporter that was reporting for Cincinnati Reds, Mark Sheldon, he almost missed his deadline in reporting for having his story written up for MLB.com, because when Sandoval hit a foul ball, it smashed right into Sheldon's laptop and crushed it.
Why not, Mark, an act of chivalry? Save your computer like you'd save a woman sitting in front of you. Reach out and grab the foul ball. He must have had his head down typing.
Well, he says normally that people do that, where you grab your laptop and throw it down or do something, but he said the ball looked too hard to catch, so he just kind of rolled back in his chair, didn't think to close it, and,
it smashed
let's
right
just say the screen looked like something that would be scrambled when you were a kid.
Yeah, I didn't hear about this. Obviously, I'm sure that his work's going to replace his computer. He made his deadline, and this is a happy ending story, which we always don't have a happy ending on the Buzz.
Yeah, and the best part is he actually had his story all written up, completely had to rewrite it in time to make it in 2 innings. He had to rewrite his entire piece from scratch because he lost everything.
Hope he was keeping score. He grabbed the stat sheet from another reporter. He was fine. Those guys can do that. They're good at what they do.
It looks like the reporters had more fun actually taking pictures of his screen than doing anything else.
I bet. Well, that happens. You do have some opened media areas there where that foul ball can come and get up in there. But usually they've moved a lot of the media further away from the field because you don't want to give the media, who gets in for free, obviously, for work, the best premium seats. So, I know when I go up to a Jazz game, the media, which used to be a lot closer to the court, is now at the top of the lower bowl. So you're quite a ways away. But a foul ball can reach places that NBA basketball or NFL football can in the stands.
Exactly. So next time, I think he's going to keep a little better view on his laptop.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Laptop crash.
All right, let's go on to Towson cheerleaders. So as you know, hazing, obviously, a lot of schools have really, come down hard on it. And so a lot of hazing has gone underground. But unfortunately, the Towson cheerleaders have been suspended for were suspended for the entire year, it turned out. And only the details of it are coming out now, actually, what happened. So you figure if they get suspended for the entire year, they must have done something pretty serious, But the Baltimore Sun managed to get their hands on the university's report on the incident, and the details were not exactly what you would expect. So they found the freshmen on the team had gone to this off-campus apartment where they were told at the door by veteran members that they could say no to anything they were asked to do. So everyone figures, starting to read that, all right, once they got inside, things must have been pretty awesome. So the women then were told they had a choice of doing either cocaine or heroin, and everyone's going, oh, my God, this is serious stuff. Except that it was just to test their understanding of the team rules, and this was done to let new members know that the team was drug-free. And then they made them, like, dance around in their underwear, funnel a beer, take a shot of alcohol, blindfolded, like, put adult diapers on over their shorts. And that literally was the entire thing, and yet they got suspended for a year for supposed hazing.
Wow. So they were actually trying to make a point that drugs were not allowed on the squad, and they ended up backfiring and getting suspended. That lesson learned, I guess. Yeah, I mean, when you have so many incidents going on, I guess, some universities are taking a tight line and stance, even though this might have not been as bad as others we've seen reported.
Yeah, basically it was like a DARE seminar, like disguised as a hazing ritual. Pretty much they were telling them, don't do this, otherwise you'll be off the squad. Yes, they still got in trouble. I actually feel really bad now hearing about this story. Like, what is the line now? Like, what is the line that can be drawn of what is allowed or not allowed? All these, universities are coming down so hard on everybody, and the line to cross has become so narrow.
Still fun in college, though. Still fun to be a student athlete. Just, you got to draw the line. You got to be careful with the hazing. That's not too much to ask, is it, really? I don't know. I mean, putting somebody in diapers, blindfolding, chugging alcohol, that's. I don't know if that's categorized as hazing, though, and that's your point, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and literally it wasn't drinking to, like, excess. A lot of, like, places now it's, like, drinking till you pass out. It literally was one shot, supposedly, or funnel a beer.
Wow.
Literally, that was it. And they told them at first they can say no. So any of these girls that didn't want to do it could say no.
Wow.
Yeah, and they wouldn't have been penalized from the team. So, unfortunately, it backfired on them, which I feel now terrible about for them. So, good luck to everybody, next year not getting suspended again. I bet they will not be doing this again.
Yeah, for sure. What's next?
All right, let's go on to Dan Marino. Some Dan Marino news. Who doesn't like Dan Marino news? He's not in the news enough.
Yeah, laces out, Dan.
So, I'm sure you heard about this, that he sued the NFL.
Yep. He joined the concussion and then withdrew. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he said it was an accident.
Well,
and I'm going, whoops, sorry, I filed a lawsuit. And even as attorneys, like, we're not sure how this happened. Like, how are your attorneys not sure how this happened? You have to file. In order for it to become a lawsuit. Sorry, my bad. The publicity was terrible.
Well, it was terrible because he had just found out he wasn't being renewed with his contract to broadcast with the NFL for CBS. So he's pretty much out of the league as far as a player, a coach, or a broadcaster. The problem I saw was his lawyer is the same attorney that is actually helping on the case with the NFL players, former players that are signing their name on the lawsuit. I saw Marcellus Wiley join that lawsuit the other day. So yeah, I mean, maybe his attorney said, hey, this is what you're doing, and then gave him the short, brief version. He said, oh, okay, I'll go with it, and then later realized and heard the bad pub, and then immediately pulled it. It's one of those things where maybe he didn't have all the facts or was too quick to act and didn't think it through because, yeah, the timing and the publicity couldn't have been worse for Dan Marino.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it just made me laugh hearing them, the way that they were trying to backtrack on it. I just kind of shook my head and went, all right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep. And that
because there's no way to accidentally file a lawsuit.
No, you have to sign your name in court, and it's got to be submitted and all those things. You got to dot your I's. You don't have to cross your T's in Dan Marino, but you get my point.
Exactly. So, all right, we've got two more stories this week of silliness in sports and some bizarreness in sports. So Bogdan Bogdanovic, he's a Serbian shooting guard. He's predicted to go in the second round of this year's NBA draft, and apparently he pissed off a coach during a crucial game yesterday. And the coach decides to choke him.
Oh, no, PJ Carlissimo. An educational choke?
Yeah, he says it's an educational choke.
I don't know what they're teaching in Serbia, but usually choking is not performed as education.
Yeah. Apparently their education is slightly different than ours.
You've got to be kidding.
I don't think there'd be any, retribution because Serbia, and obviously over here we have different expectations of our coaches' demeanors. But, yeah. So at least this player can expect a little bit better treatment in the NBA, hopefully.
So he was in the game. He got teed up, and a foul was called. He didn't like it, and then the coach grabs him around the neck and gave him an educational choke and sent him to the locker room, or what?
Yep, exactly that. Sent him back to the locker room after his nice choking session.
I wonder what the ramifications for that are over in Serbia. I know it would be widespread panic and a lot of people writing and a lot of media interest in this story negatively. But over there, I don't know. How's it being received? Do you have any idea?
I don't know. There's no other comments yet about what's kind of going on. I'm going to follow up on the story because it's kind of interesting to see, like, because obviously here there'd be such a huge backlash so quick.
Well, I'm thinking Latrell Sprewell, PJ Carlissimo. That's what pops immediately into your head.
Oh yeah, of course.
So.
But it is what it is. We'll follow up, and hopefully the player's fine. I haven't heard anything else, so I assume he's fine. But educational choking, that is a new one for me.
And, no doubt.
And we'll end with a soccer story, because as you know, World Cup, it is coming. It is coming fast. So, Jurgen Klinsmann, you know, some of the coaches believe that the players should abstain from any kind of sexual activity during the World Cup. And the Mexico coach, Miguel Herrera, barred his players from consorting with anyone else during the tournament and says if a player cannot endure a month or 20 days without having, you know, sexual intercourse, then you're not prepared to be a professional. He says, we're playing in the World Cup, it's not a party.
Right.
Now, the other coaches are saying, we're not going to stop our players. They can do whatever they want. You know, the Brazil coach has, I think, the best quote that I'm going to end with for the day. And he says, the players can have normal sex during the World Cup. Usually normal sex is done in a balanced way, but some like to perform acrobatics. We will put limits and survey the players.
I love it. So Klinsmann said that U.S. players can go ahead and have sex. The Mexican coach says they can't, and he says, hey, we're going to survey the players and see how it was done.
Absolutely, and that is coming from the Brazilian coach, that last part. So go Brazil. Apparently they know how to what is it called? Keep a tab on what the players are doing in the bedroom.
And that's the buzz with the Queen Bee. We're going to take a time out. We want your phone calls when we come back. Studio lines are open, 673-9398, 435-673-9398. We play Buzz Time Trivia when we come back. Buzz Time Trivia starts now. If you can't get through, keep trying. We'll get to as many contestants as we can. We got about 8 minutes to play a little Buzz Time Trivia. The Queen Bee on one end, you the listener on the other end. Heads up, we got some prizes for our winners. And today's trivia is going to be surrounding the NBA Finals, and we've got our first contestant, Rick, right?
Yep.
All right, Rick, here is your first question.
All right, Rick. This team was thought of as the dirtiest team in the league in the 80s, and the world referred to them as the Bad Boys. Who are they? This is by the way, all about NBA Finals. So
Detroit.
All NBA questions.
Detroit Pistons.
That's right.
Rick, nice job, Rick. Congratulations. That was easy, Rick. That might be the easiest question you've had for a long time on the show.
Yeah, I know. It's going to ease everybody in.
Rick got the softy first ball question. Rick, I got my prizes over in the corner. I'll have something nice for you. Come pick it up.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go back to the phone line, 673-9398. Handing out prizes like candy today, at least on the first contestant. Let's go back.
That's only one question. Don't go crazy.
Let's go back to the phone lines. Who's this?
Sterling.
Sterling, how you doing on a throwdown?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Here's your question.
All right. The Dallas Mavericks have reached the finals twice, both times against which team?
Oh, I know this. They won it once.
5 seconds, Sterling. Take a stab.
Lakers?
No.
Devin, do you know it?
Yeah.
Come on.
Miami.
It's the Miami Heat.
Sterling, thanks for the call, man. I was about to cue up the Will Smith Miami a little bit earlier, but I refrained. I was going to give it away
Thank you for not piercing my eardrum.
Well, after the first question, I couldn't give any help. That was attainable. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Our next contestant is standing by. Who's this?
Hey, Steven.
Steven, here's your question, buddy.
All right, Steven, what NBA player holds the most points in an NBA Finals game?
Ooh, I don't know. I'll have to guess Michael Jordan.
No, Elgin Baylor. Michael Jordan has not. I know. I would think that as well, but nope, too easy.
Jordan has a lot of records in the NBA Finals. Most points over 30, most consecutive games over 20. He's got a ton of NBA records, but not that one. Let's go back to the phone lines. Our next contestant, you're on live. Ready for some Buzz Time trivia?
Yep.
All right, here's your question.
All right. Who won the Finals MVP in 1989?
NCT.
MVP, 89.
I have no idea. I don't even know what the NCT is.
Most valuable player of the NBA Finals, 1989. Take a guess.
1989. We'll say Michael Jordan.
No, Joe Dumars.
Joe Dumars of the Pistons. I would have said Isaiah Thomas or Magic Johnson probably before Joe Dumars. That was a tough question. That was a tough
I know,
question.
it's one of those harder questions. See, you said I came out too easy, so I had to go out swinging.
We got prizes if you've got correct answers. 673-9398. If you can't get through, keep trying. Let's go back to the phone lines, and our next contestant is locked in. Who's this?
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, what's your name?
My name's Tyler.
Tyler. All right, Ty, thanks for hitting us up. Here's your question.
All right.
Okay.
How many times has Dwayne Wade been to the NBA Finals?
Are you counting this year or not?
Yeah, are you counting this year or not?
Probably
no,
not.
not counting this year. So, all right, let's count this year. So now I
Okay.
will.
6?
No, 4.
4. Yeah.
4?
Well, he won it.
Yeah, but it was a good guess.
He won it in 06, and then, yeah, he won it in 06, and then back-to-back, and this is the third straight year, so 4th. This is his 4th. That is correct. Yeah.
Nice try, though.
Yeah, no. Keep those calls coming in. Let's go back to the phone lines. Our next contestant is ready to go. What's your name?
Mark.
Mark, here's your question.
All right, everybody's favorite player. How many Finals MVPs does Michael Jordan have?
4.
No, 6.
6 for Jordan. 6. Yeah,
Last guy guesses 6, it's 4. This guy guesses 4, it's 6. Sorry, guys.
that's why he's the greatest of all time by many. Back to the phone lines. Our next contestant. What's your name?
Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake. How you doing, man? You ready?
Doing well, Dev. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Good to hear from you. Here's your question.
I got to correct
All right, the Boston Celtics ran off 8 consecutive NBA championships until which team in the 66-67 season stopped their streak?
Ooh. I'm going to go with the Lakers.
No, the 76ers, the Philly 76ers.
Okay. I got to correct you on one, though. Dwayne Wade's been to the NBA Finals 5 times.
But you weren't on, man. You should have been on for that one.
I know.
Thanks, buddy.
Sorry, maybe next time.
Appreciate the phone call. Well, we said it was 4. Was it 5? Are we mistaken? I was thinking 3 straight, and then did he play in another one other than the one he won? I have to look that up. I don't have that in front of me.
I don't have.
Let's go.
Are we talking about Dwayne? Yes, it's 4. I mean, including this year.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, but maybe did he play in one before he won it? That's what I was thinking. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Our next contestant, who's this?
Kevin.
Kev, here's your question.
All right, who was the first NBA player to win an NBA Finals MVP?
Gary West.
Oh, nice work, dude.
Jerry West, Kevin.
He didn't even pause. He knew it.
Yeah. How old are you, Kevin? Were you around for that first MVP trophy?
57. I was there.
I was there.
Awesome.
Were you there in person, really?
No. Watching.
Oh, gotcha. All right, I'll have a nice prize package for you. Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, all of our winners can come pick up their prize package. 750 West Ridgeview Drive, Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. We got time for 1 or 2 more quick phone calls. Let's go back to the phone lines. Who's this? Hi, you ready?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, here's
There
your question.
you are. All right, what NBA team became the first to defeat the Boston Celtics in 12 straight games in 95?
In 95.
I'll give one hit. This is the last time that this team, so dear to my heart, actually did well, pretty much.
Oh, I know then. You just gave it away.
Let's see. Well, first of all, Dwayne Wade played in 5 finals when they lost to the Mavericks when the Big Three were together. That was the 5th. Is it the New York Knicks?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice job, Kevin. Well done, buddy. Hey, oh, wait. What's your name? I didn't ask you your name. Kevin was our last.
My name's Courtney.
Courtney, your prize package includes Jimmy John sandwich and some other stuff for you here at the radio station. Nice job today.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, you got it. Rach, it looks like we might have been wrong on the Dwayne Wade question.
Were we wrong in the debate? I can only go what my research shows me, but if I'm wrong and they can show me that I'm wrong on it, I'll admit to it.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's take one more contestant, and
But regardless, no one guessed 5 anyway, so it doesn't matter.
all right, back to the phone lines, and who's this?
Dez.
Dez, what's up, bud?
How much?
All right, your final contestant. Cap it off. We've had 3 winners today. Try to make it 4, all right?
All right. How many times have the Lakers been swept in the NBA Finals?
3.
Nice work, and
Wow.
we end with the winner.
Wow, 3. I wouldn't have. I would have probably went with 1. I don't know if I would have went with 3.
Yeah,
well
they've
done.
had some pretty brutal losses in the finals.
All right. Well, they made it there enough times to where that is a possibility. Dez, we'll have a prize package for you. Congratulations, my friend. That is the time we have set aside for a little Buzz Time trivia. Queen Bee and the Buzz in the books and a little Buzz Time trivia as well. Great job as always, Ray. Thanks, and good to hear from you. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, talk to you then.
All right. We'll take a quick final break. We're back to wrap things up on the drive.
You know Jones Paint and Glass carries in